What's going on, everybody? It is 6:17 p.m. Saturday, July 17th, 2021, and we got some Ripple XRP stuff to talk about today. When I got home today, excuse me, I saw this tweet from the Chamber of Digital Commerce, and it's saying, we submitted our comments to the FEDIC on the request for information and comment on blockchain technology. We're grateful for members' contributions, yada, yada, yada. So they go over here and they're talking about all this different stuff. It talks about how when increasing consolidation of banking is threatening financial access and inclusion, how DNT and DLT, distributed ledger technology, and blockchain have a clear and effective framework can increase competition by allowing all IDIs the ability to offer market-leading products. It just goes down through here and talks about some of the stuff they were talking about. I went ahead and hopped on here and kind of scanned through some of this before I got on here, and there's a part down here that I think you guys will find pretty interesting. Let's see if I can find it. Where I have it highlighted, I hope. They talk about potential use cases, talking about the Basel Committee on Banking releasing a discussion paper listing digital asset related activities in which banking organizations may engage currently or in the future. In that paper, the BCBS developed the following illustrative list of potential banking activities, omitting activities outside the scope of permissible activities for banks as opposed to those that are permissible for bank affiliates. Using crypto assets for internal or interbank processing, fiat currency lending or providing deposit to other banking services, fiat currency lending and taking crypto asset collateral, fiat currency lending to individuals, corporates, or financial institutions allow them to invest in crypto, taking deposits of crypto or extending loans, acting as a custodian or issuing crypto assets directly, market making in crypto assets, and exchanging crypto assets for fiat currency and vice versa, either as a core business or as an incident to other permitted activities. That's not what I was looking for, but this is also important. It talks about validating crypto asset transactions, including blocks of transactions with respect to the blockchain technology, mining transactions through proof of stake or proof of work, and other crypto asset transactions. They can own the assets directly, owning products with underlying assets, yada, yada, yada. Cool stuff. So then you get down into here, and this stuff was really interesting. So it says other financial regulators have recognized the potential benefits of distributed ledger technology to advance consumer protection in the context of digital activities by financial service providers. For example, a distributed ledger may be used to provide to a client tamper-resistant record of a transaction or other activities. The Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection recognized that the adoption of innovative technology could positively benefit consumers, stating the CFPB also believes that expanded adoption of Swift's GPI product or Ripple's suite of products could allow banks and credit unions to know the exact final amount that recipients of remittance transfers will receive before they send the transfer. I do think Swift just did something for cross-border payments where that is happening now with that GPI. I'm just showing you that, the Chamber of Digital Commerce, they're talking about Ripple technology, and people are all like, oh, it's just, a lot of people are not educated on Ripple and why the fan base and the community is so bullish on it and, refuses to be told no, because it's everywhere. So then I went over to the Digital Chamber of Commerce's website, and of course, you have Chris Giancarlo sitting on the board of advisors. He's the 13th chairman of the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, otherwise known as the CFTC. Those of you who have been in the crypto space for a long time are probably familiar with that acronym. This was also I went to his LinkedIn just because I had never actually looked it up, and nothing super, super curious here, but there he was at the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. There he stayed. And I saw another one earlier. Oh, yeah, he's the co-founder of the Digital Dollar Foundation, which we're going to get into in a second. And here's where he said earlier this year, or actually last summer, he thinks XRP is not a security. He says it's more like an alternative currency than a security. XRP should not be regulated as a security, but instead considered a currency or a medium of exchange. They say that the XRP does not hit any of the prongs of the Howey test, a landmark case that defines what is considered a security in the U.S. Ripple has repeatedly emphasized the functionality of XRP as a liquidity tool and a settlement mechanism. people, it says there is no commonality that exists between the investors. They continue. People who hold XRP hold it for multifarious reasons, unlike a security, where the reason for holding it is much more clear cut. Given the juxtaposition, is that a word? I do not know. That is interesting. Between XRP's intended use as a liquidity tool, its more general use to transfer value, and its potential as a speculative asset, XRP holders who utilize the coins for different purposes have divergent interests with respect to XRP. The fact that certain parties may acquire XRP with the hope that it may appreciate in value cannot be dispositive, as the same is equally true of a large number of Bitcoin and Ether speculators. Just like Bitcoin and Ether, it should be classified as a token that comes with utilities, which are both defined in its white paper and have also emerged over time. The increased adoption of XRP as a medium of exchange and a form of payment in recent years, both by consumers in the business-to-business setting, further underscores the utility of XRP as a bona fide fiat substitute. Even though Ripple holds a large stake of XRP in escrow and funds its operations through the sale of XRP, as well as the sale and licensing of software, this is no different than Bitcoin or Ether miners selling mine tokens or the Ethereum Foundation using its Ether holdings to develop and support the Ethereum architecture. Yeah. It's just, very, very long on XRP because Ripple has promoted the tokens as an investment opportunity, more like an unregistered security than a bona fide substitute. Whatever. So yeah, that's his stance on it. You go over to the Digital Dollar Project, they have this right here. So they are to launch 5 U.S. central bank digital currency pilots. This goes through here in a partnership between Accenture and the Digital Dollar Fund, Ripple investment, early Ripple investor at that. Excuse me. So this is over the next 12 months. This was in May, to pilot and explore the use of US CBDCs. It says there are conferences and papers coming out every week around the world on CBDC based on data from other countries. What there is not is any real data and testing from the United States to inform that debate, and we are seeking to generate that real world data, which I think is good. Don't jump in the conversation if you don't know what you're talking about. He says here that Powell, who is the head of the Fed, was correct to be cautious, but that as China pushes ahead, the U.S. must drive a discussion on incorporating U.S. values such as privacy and freedom of commerce and speech into the development of CBDCs. It is vital that the U.S. asserts leadership as it has in previous technological innovations like the internet. Came out of MIT pretty much, guys. Like GPS, controlled by the United States Air Force, the global positioning system. There's only one as of right now. I think China's developing one, but and right here, they're saying right now, we will still be using physical cash and coin for some time. And I do believe that. I think that's going to take a while to phase out. But that's just them. Does it list the 5 banks here? That was the reason I even had this damn article up. I don't think it does actually on here, but that's fine. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Here is the Digital Dollar Project. Tons of information on their website. Here's another one of the Giancarlos. There's Chris. There's some guy from Accenture sitting on the board. 2 partners. There they are. All great stuff. That's the ripple effect. I'm telling you, it's like I don't remember if it was 6 degrees or 9 degrees of separation. There used to be a joke about Kevin Bacon, if you're old enough to remember that. But it was when you went through Hollywood within so many people, there was always like this Kevin Bacon connection. It was like a joke we used to have. But that's how I feel about Ripple. I mean, it's only a few degrees away. Speaking of Accenture, here is a paper that Accenture had put out, The Journey to Real-Time Cross-Border Commercial Payments Using DLT Technology. And, we're not going to go through this whole thing. I'm just going to kind of scan through it. This is more about cross-border payments. But this is still Accenture and Ripple being partnered here. And, they were working with, here's all the banks. They got governments, planning and rules, core scheme functions, product and service, operation technology, data management, and support functions. Here's the Ripple DLT, the platform integration. And yeah, it says global trade runs at about $24 trillion a year, and it is not going to migrate to a new commercial payments network overnight or even over 5 years. The degree of migration will be dependent on competition from other alternatives. It will take time. A new payment network needs to be designed to be ready to launch and to scale steadily. It does not need to be designed before launch for full volumes and full participation. These can be evolved over time. In fact, it cannot be designed in full before launch. There are too many unknowns, which can only be discovered through live experience. This is the fintech approach of agile development versus the traditional monolithic approach for a large infrastructure program. DLT has a long way to go before it's ready to support trillions of dollars in payments per year, but is ready now to form the base of a new cross-border commercial payments network at manageable volumes that could eventually reach that size. The time is now for banks to collaborate to launch the foundation of a real-time, 24/7, transparent, and efficient cross-border payments network. Carpe diem, seize the day. The moment is here. Ripple and its partner banks are seizing it. From the Accenture paper. That I'm gonna say it. I always find myself. This is from 2016, by the way, guys. This is old, but it's still very important in my opinion. But this is a Brad Kimes Digital Perspectives come on in moment when you read that line. Shout out to him. Bank of England. This was last summer. Picks Ripple partner Accenture to create payments network. The Bank of England has appointed Accenture to build and develop a world-class payment service. The announcement states that Accenture will spearhead the real-time gross settlement service renewal program, which began in February of 2019. It settles an average of 685, I don't know if that's euros or pounds, I'm sorry guys, I'm not familiar with, billion each working day in the UK with the new system to be delivered. Okay, so it's in the UK. This is a key milestone in our ambitious and exciting program to renew this. I look forward to working with Accenture and with the industry to develop and deliver a system that is fit for the future, supporting continued innovation in UK and global payments. I mean, guys, Ripple partnered. Oh my God, they messed me up the way that typo. Ripple partnered with Accenture in 2015 with the aim of providing cross-currency settlement solutions for financial institutions. The Ripple Foundation has penned numerous partnerships with payments companies over the past 5 years, with the likes of MoneyGram using RippleNet for faster and cheaper cross-border payments. So it's excuse me. Obviously, guys, do your own research. It's not financial advice. It's never is. There's never legal advice, tax advice. The only type of advice I may give you is self-improvement from time to time. I have been kind of slacking. I'm going to start throwing that in one day a week or something. The self-investments. And then let's just remember, as of March this year, Ripple is piloting a private ledger for central banks launching CBDCs. Ripple is providing a private version of the public open source ledger that provides central banks a secure, controlled, and flexible solution for the issuance and management of digital currencies. With over 80% of central banks actively exploring some form of sovereign-backed cryptocurrency, new CBDCs are bound to emerge. Each new CBDC will have unique goals driven by the specific market challenges and opportunities of its country, unavoidably leading to different technologies and implementations, leaving the world with an array of CBD solutions. And this is the part I like. Time to define the future of money. Ripple has a proven track record of successfully connecting disparate payment systems, championing blockchain's utility to solve for global payments, and is trusted by hundreds of financial institutions around the world. We are currently engaged with central banks around the world to better understand their goals and assess how the CBDC private ledger can help them achieve them. We believe this solution will overcome the major challenges around creating and managing a sovereign digital currency while amplifying the value and benefits for central banks, their partners, and above all, the millions of people who will use it. We're just getting started. We're also working on a fresh approach where central banks will be able to join a network of CBDC ledgers that enables full settlement interoperability while allowing each member to retain their monetary and technological independence. We believe this will be a game changer for central banks and are excited to release more details on how it works very soon. And just wait till Codius pops its head out, guys. It's we're not going to get into that, but you will see Stefan Thomas though in a clip. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, we're just going to go through some of the lawsuit stuff. And DAI says when Warren Davidson points out that he appreciates Hinman making clear that Ethereum is not a security, why does Clayton not clarify that it was Hinman's opinion only? Clayton didn't correct it for a reason. This is actively misleading. And he's calling out to Congress, or maybe he's saying it's actively misleading Congress, actually, excuse me. But listen to this clip. It's about 2 minutes long, but you're going to want it.
Critical distributed ledger technology. I think we need to get this regulatory certainty. To use an example of folks that have tried to do this, Ripple's just one of many digital assets that come to mind, and I'm aware there are numerous court cases regarding this company. Do you think it's prudent for Congress or the SEC to lead the way in clarifying what is a security or commodity instead of waiting for the courts?
So I think as regulators of the securities market, it's important for us to bring clarity to those markets. I do. But I think we are doing that. We have turned to this space. We have issued guidance. The space is developing. But all of that guidance and our enforcement actions are rooted in a very well-tested approach to the raising of capital in the United States. And I can't be more clear about this. I am not going to advocate for any fundamental changes in the way we raise capital to accommodate the technology. Now, the technology can make what we do more efficient, but I'm not going to change the rules because we have a new technology.
Yeah, fair point. The Howey test has been there, and I appreciate, frankly, Director Hinman last week clarifying that Ether is not viewed as a security. There had been some concern after some of your remarks that everything looks like it fits with the Howey test, and,
When you're raising capital for a project?
Right. And as I think you and I agree, certainly many companies have essentially engaged in regulatory arbitrage and used white papers to raise more capital than they could through the existing framework. However, some companies, for securities, and that body of law, I think you guys have taken an effective approach.
And we want to help people. Look, I'm not saying do it, and then we want to help people.
And you set up an office to be able to do that and equipped it with resources. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm not even going to play the clip of Vitalik Buterin for the 9 millionth time talking about his initial coin offering. We're not going to go there. We've talked a lot about the infamous June 28th Hinman Ethereum speech, but have we ever looked at who else was there with him? I wonder if they had a chance to chat. And here he shows, here he is, ETH's not a security, blah, blah, blah. Here he is, this is the date and everything. This is the summit he was at. Oh, yeah, look at that. We know he met with Ethereum. We know he met with Consensus. We're pretty sure they met with Coinbase. Well, the SEC met with Coinbase, but we know Hinman and all these guys. They met with these people, man. I mean, it's crazy. Here we have August 3rd could make things very interesting in crypto. With everything going on in July, you just have to wonder. Tech giant Google introduces new crypto policy. In a statement published Wednesday, Google said that beginning August 3rd, advertisers offering cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets targeting the United States may advertise these products and services when they meet the following requirements and are certified by Google. So that's going to switch some things up. And here we go now. Amazon Coin, digital payments chain of Amazon coins. I was trying to find some more information on this stuff. Yeah, let's not forget that there is an AWS partner profile, Ripple. Anyway, yeah, so I looked it up and they had these coins. I don't really, it's kind of obscure. Like, it's not on Amazon.com. It's like this Amazon coin thing. So I'm not 1,000% what's going on here, but I mean, they're saying that Forbes is tossing it out. For every $250 you invest, you can expect 12,000 profits in 1 month. So you're seeing all this kind of stuff, and it's like, I kind of have like some hesitancy about this. I got to do some more research on it, but look into this yourselves, and if you find that this is true, this is a big deal. The one part that is true is they are partnered with Ripple. That is real. Yeah. So I don't know how realistic this is, but it's showing it. They're saying they're non-refundable. They're talking about it going up. Each coin's worth a penny. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it though. Here's an article from the Bay Area Council Economic Institute highlighting the regional connection with Mexico and noting Bitso's 1 million customers in connection with Ripple. This was published in June. And let me actually do that too so I can make sure I include this in the link. Bitso is a city-based cryptocurrency and exchange payments platform, yada, 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 yada. Originally, Bitso was only a place to trade, but it soon partnered with the Ripple Gateway platform to enable its users to make cross-border transfers of pesos, US dollars, and Bitcoin. With 900,000 based in Mexico City and approximately 100,000 customers in Argentina, the Bay Area-based Coinbase Ventures were among Bitso's Series A investors, and its gateway partner Ripple and San Francisco-based Unicorn using blockchain and cryptocurrency for global remittances. The company's team includes a 6-person engineering staff in San Francisco, so that's another thing, there they are again. And, I haven't looked at this. We're going to scan through it real quick. Project partner, you got some stuff going on here. Some of these papers are really cool if you guys ever, get a chance to look at some of these. I mean, they're like a pain in the ass to read sometimes, but I just want to see if it shows anything that's popping out at me. I'll have to really read through it later. Anyway, we know the point of this being here is the fact that Ripple's involved. Oh geez, this thing's huge. Look at this. I'm glad I didn't keep doing that. We'd have been here forever. Anyway, moving on. We have a couple more clips that we're going to watch. Real XRP Boys coming through with some fire tonight. Check this out.
We have, I think we're very privileged today to have a very distinguished panel before us to discuss this issue, which it's my pleasure to introduce now. To my extreme left is Chiara Zilioli, the General Counsel of the European Central Bank.
So pay attention. There's a European Council of the Central Bank sitting here. Now listen to who else is here. It's going to be one of the last people they mention.
Her right is Carrie Suen, the head of International Legal at Ant Financial Services Group. To her right is Chris Calabia, who's Senior Advisor of Supervisor and Regulatory Policy at the Gates Foundation. And to my immediate left is Stefan Thomas, the founder of Coil and former Chief Technology Officer at Ripple.
At Ripple, hanging out with central bankers. It's interesting stuff. I wonder if they talked about Codius at all. Anyway, here this is from 2008, but things should start ramping up soon. They're all itching to get this party started. It is a highly complex task with implications most of us cannot fathom onward. Amen to that, brother.
As we have seen in many areas of financial regulation since the global financial crisis, we all work together to continue reaping the collective benefits of a safe and secure global financial system. The rapid pace of innovation and its borderless nature calls for building international consensus, thus helping eliminate gaps in regulations that might provoke a race to the bottom. An early formation of an international consensus would also provide a smoother landscape for innovators, because the larger and more complex a system is, the bigger the shock when regulation is introduced. Because of the realm of crypto assets is developing so fast, regulators should be wary of recognizing them too strictly, because narrow definitions might become obsolete overnight. Instead, drawing on existing international principles for financial regulation, such as those on governance, auditing, client asset segregation, minimum capital, outsourcing, cybersecurity, and disclosure, could be applicable to publicly offered crypto assets and to crypto exchanges.
Interesting stuff, guys. This is also cool. They talk about the IMF holding crypto assets in the future, and he says for that to happen, some country will have to use a crypto asset as its currency, which we know that that's starting to happen. Now this is back from, was this 2020? I feel like this might have been a little older than that. I can't tell if this is 2016 or 2018, but anyway, listen to how Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, kind of toys with him. And this is what the lines we're focusing on are. But just watch how this unfolds. This is one of my favorite clips.
Try.
Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? Oh, they're over here. That's easier. You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things.
I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe
the
I should take what the IMF is going to do.
uh,
I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency. Try.
Do you see?
Maybe I should tell them what the IMF's going to do. What does Brad Garlinghouse know that we don't? I think a lot. Here, John Deaton coming in here. He's under evidence. So it talks about here with the SEC showing reluctance to provide additional guidance about how to determine whether a token is being sold as a part of a securities offering or which tokens are securities. And think about this. Under evidence law, this is called an admission by party opponent. I'm sure the litigation team at the SEC is not happy with Hester Pearson a lot. And what I think is interesting, they are very pro-crypto. So it's kind of like by doing this, it's almost like a shot at their own organization at the SEC from inside. And I'm going to try not to read into that too much, but I'm seeing the admission by party opponent. It's interesting. A simple example to show the true difference between a currency and a security. Link2 sells shares of Ripple stock, and you can link your Uphold account wallet to your Link2 account and use your XRP to buy actual shares of Ripple Labs. XRP is the money that buys the security. Come on, guys. It's not that hard. And then this is a cool thread. One reason of many why the Hinman deposition is a big deal, and then it says this is from his speech. Putting aside the fundraising that accompanied the creation of Ether, based on my understanding of the present state of Ether and the Ethereum network and its decentralized structure. So he's essentially saying that he doesn't care that this happened because they eventually went this route with the decentralized and were sufficiently enough to where it didn't matter anymore, which is, not really where you want to go with that. Okay, here we go. So he goes through in here. Let's see. Current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions. I don't know where the top part to this is. I don't know what's going on. Interesting. Anyway, so Hinman met with the founder of Ethereum 1 week before the speech and again afterwards. Putting aside the fundraising is a big aside. What did the founder say that helped him form his understanding? John Deaton's always coming through with some fire, man. This guy's a pit bull. We're lucky to have him on our side. Ripple's lawyers will have him walk through the understanding of decentralization, have him admit he communicated his understanding to market participants, which created the standard within the market, show that XRP's decentralization meets the understanding, and use Hinman's deposition testimony in support of Ripple's motion for summary judgment. I haven't even discussed how the Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP discovery will help or how Hester Peirce's interviews and statements will help. And will XRP holders get to participate? We don't know. But hashtag XRP wins. Spoiler alert. That, you know what? That's the thumbnail. Spoiler alert. Hold on, guys. I try not to stop in the middle of stuff, but we're going to come back to that. This is from James Fallon. He breaks all the breaking news all the time as far as like the paperwork and all that stuff goes with the court hearings. And the Hinman deposition was postponed to July 27th. I think I already shared this, but maybe not. The parties have made substantial progress in narrowing and resolving the privilege issues and will continue to confer. Parties will report to court on their progress on Monday by 5 p.m. So, again, it's the end of July, man. This end of July, beginning of August. There's so many like huge things coming to a head right now. The Bitcoin conference, the Grayscale quote-unquote dumping, even though it's the shares and not the actual Bitcoin. Grayscale doesn't sell their Bitcoin. They keep those, and the people are allowed to liquidate their shares, to my understanding. You got Elizabeth Warren demands an answer by the 28th. This guy's got to be deposed the day before August 3rd. Google's laying out their thing. I mean, there's a lot happening over the summer, man. A lot. I will. I'm gonna just leave this up for a second. You can pause it if you want to look at it and actually see it. I'm not gonna link it this time. There's the rest of it. Not really that exciting of stuff, but it is exciting, but the paperwork's not. Decrypt dropped this. It says Ripple, meanwhile, wants to know why Hinman cleared Ethereum while his former agency decided to sue Ripple for selling XRP. There may be sound reasons for Hinman's conclusion. XRP and ETH are different beasts after all, but Ripple is likely to ask him if he had other motivations. Namely, the company may ask Hinman if his decision on ETH had anything to do with the fact that his former law firm, which was paying him $1.6 million during his tenure at the SEC and is a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Hinman likely came to the conclusion about ETH on independent grounds, not least because his decision feels correct in terms of policy and innovation, but the optics of his ties to the law firm, which smack of conflict of interest, are a bad look for both Hinman and the SEC. There's little wonder why the agency wants to block Ripple from obtaining his testimony, and I agree with that. This is a little bit older, but this is something Ripple had reposted. Keep in mind, they have, where's it at? So UBRI is their university partners. What is it? University Blockchain Research Initiative, which is all about like unlocking this technology, right? And it's launching a new future of finance and technology initiative for which UBRI will sponsor PhD research into open banking and financial wellness innovation. To date, UBRI has grown to see more than 280 research projects, 161 new or modified courses across 18 countries. Guys, Ripple is not small. This is like the main crypto in existence that has like a real framework of like a company that's doing real stuff right now on a major level. That's my opinion. I consider it fact. I'm sure there's other guys doing stuff I don't know about, but Ripple's big time. And this is an older article, excuse me, the global shift to explore CBDCs, and it just goes in and talks about how it can enhance existing payment systems, promote financial inclusion, encourage greater competition, foster innovation, and maintain control. Interoperability is the key to success. I agree with that. These things have to be able to work together and not have to go through all these layer 2 solutions and swap here and swap that. That stuff needs to be instant and brainless for us. Like it needs to not be on the user but on the back end. The Ripple impact. In March 21, we announced the CBDC solution that can provide a central bank a secure, controlled, and flexible means of issuing and managing digital currencies. The private ledger is based on the same blockchain tech that powers the XRP ledger, and it also leverages RippleNet technologies and the Interledger protocol, bringing the best technologies together to support the central bank's needs. Ripple is currently engaging with central banks to discuss how our private ledger can help them achieve their goals. We are looking forward to the next evolution of money. This is what's going on, guys. It's all the money. And then, just in case anybody's interested in this, they are rebuilding the infrastructure of a global financial system, and they need bold people to help us get there. Does that sound like you? See open fintech jobs here. And I'll make sure to put a little link for that, too. That is going to do it, guys. Make sure you give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Share it to your social media. You guys have been a huge help recently. We're now up to 236 subscribers. I'm going to go into this studio thing real quick. In the last 28 days, 167. So I have more than doubled this month, which makes me really happy. It's really cool. And I want to keep that trend going. Once I get closer to the 1,000 mark and partnership starts becoming in question, it'll be a matter of view hours. There will be some giveaways, and they will be crypto giveaways. It will not require any monetary investment or anything crazy like that. It'll be something like, like this, share that, subscribe here, screenshot, send this, something very simple like that. And yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitter at TruePerception3. We got the playlist rolling. We got the videos. Where are we at now? Let's see. Let me just pause this. This is my 100th video. I did not realize that. Well, here we are. I was going to do a live for that, and I got carried away. So maybe I'll do a live tomorrow at 101 on Sunday or something. I don't know. But, yeah. Make sure you check out the old private Facebook group, too. It's in the About section on my YouTube channel. And, yeah, tell your friends that I'm about to post a spoiler because Ripple wins in the end.